Hey everybody, welcome back to my video. Just real briefly, I want to show you a little bit of what's going on with this ash tree that you're going to see a video of me climbing here in a little bit. Now I'm climbing by myself today, so it makes it slightly more challenging in an ash tree, especially one like this, to be able to get your rope set because they're so... I hate ash trees. I hate climbing them and I hate working on them. They're brittle, they're all kinds of different things, and they're cluttered and they're just not ideal. This one's not very big, so I'm not super worried about it. However, if you notice this first crotch over here, I have it redirected for a very specific purpose, and we'll get into, you'll see when I'm climbing. That's my climb side on the back side at first, and then I'll be moving over to this side. So I'll be actually swapping over where my basal anchor is, and the one has a big split in it and tear, so I didn't want to put all my weight on it, and that's why I have the redirect. But the redirect also is going to get me out toward these ends where I can thin some of that stuff out a little bit. Now, it's not ideal on either of these because this smaller one here is on a little nub, and it most likely will break. Just know that, and I know that. It's so thick though, I just can't seem to get it over that. I am going to try to get my Hyuchi saw and extend it and try to push it over that limb, or cut the limb and push the rope over if possible, and I'll show you that if I can do that. But on the other side, same kind of deal. It's on a little nub up there. It's way too high for any of my saws to reach, so I will have to try and climb cautiously. The good thing is on that back side there's like a ladder of branches, so I don't have to always have my full weight on the rope, and I can climb up. And once I get to the top, first thing I'll do is I'll adjust it, and then I'll go down and I'll start working on other stuff. So I'm gonna have to redirect my line up there to some degree because the way it's set up currently is exactly where I have to cut stuff off. But it gets me up to the best tie-in point, and then I'll readjust from there to come down out of the tree. And I'll show you what I'll do to make that happen as well, so it's retrievable and it gives me a little bit more of the friction that I want. So hope this helps you guys out, and let's get into it. So as we talked about at the very beginning of this project, the tree was very crowded, had a lot of broken and a lot of dead in it actually. So a lot of what you see missing now is not actually green that I took out of the tree that needs to be there to help for nutrients in through the tree, because a tree, the way it works very briefly, is the leaves and everything through photosynthesis create calories and sugars and carbohydrates that come down into the main stems, and all the little brush along the way helps transport it down the main stems into the trunk, and then the roots also draw up nutrients from the ground. And when you have branches along the way up and down, it creates a molecular system where the water that transfers these nutrients bond together, and it becomes kind of like an elevator, if you want to call it that. If you cut too much of that out, then it doesn't work the way it should. But a lot of what was in here was actually non-healthy growth. It was either rubbing already and starting to die, or a lot of it was just already dead and brittle. It needed to come out because it's not doing anything for the tree. The only thing it does once it's dead and hangs there is it becomes a potential entryway for decay and for virus or fungus or something to get in, bugs, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it looks very, very sparse, and it will for a couple of years, but this spring it'll already start shooting out more sprouts and buds and things, and it'll need to be trimmed again. An ash like this probably in 3 years could do with another trim. If it's really growing fast, maybe 2 years is the thing. If it's a much bigger tree, then probably 4 or 5 years would be sufficient to have it trimmed again. You do need to constantly trim trees though, that's the thing. So I try to encourage everybody to budget in for that. And you can see that this tree now has space to grow. It'll start to fill in more, and all of that broken that was in there that was already decaying at the top. Unfortunately, the video that I took of the decay and stuff before I started doing the trim, the file was corrupted, and I don't have that for you. I'm sorry. But that was already started to rot all the way through. It was very brittle, and it just wasn't very healthy, and it needed to come out. It had been there for years and years, it looks like. So this is what we have now. It'll start to grow in, and when the spring comes and it buds out with with leaves, you won't notice a lot of these cuts, and it'll look a lot more full. So thanks for stopping by and checking this out. If you would like me to come evaluate or give you an estimate or just give recommendations, please let me know. You can reach me through ericstreemontrose.com, or you can contact me through my contact info that's at the end of this video. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next one.